Welcome to the Straight Out of Home Video podcast, part of the Geeky Waffle Network. Today we're talking about Tarzan 2, aka Tarzan 2: The Legend Begins. This movie came out in 2005, and it really should just be called a prequel. I'm Candace, and with me are my co-hosts, Bri.
Hi.
And Arezou.
Hello.
And wow, okay, so we watched this a while ago, but something happened with our audio. So Bri and I had to rewatch this again, but this is Arezou's, I'm guessing, first time watching it?
Very first time watching this.
Okay, and Arezou, this has your favorite trope in it. Enemies to lovers.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Wait, what? Candace?
Let's not go that far. But
Okay, wait, okay, Bri, can you give us like a quick summary of like what happens in this movie, just for those who have not seen it? And then I'll explain the trope.
So this movie is about Tarzan when he's actually little and him living with all the gorilla family, you know? And so there's this like fable tale of this like creature, like monster named Zugor, right? Zugor. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But they don't really go into that. And then they're playing. Everyone thinks that Tarzan dies at one point, but he didn't. But all the gorillas are like, well, honestly, it's probably better that he died now because he won't survive, is essentially what they say.
I have those mama gorillas are stone cold saying that the kid is better off dead.
Because,
literally, they're like,
he's or whatever.
Yeah,
so they're like, it's better for him this way. And Tarzan overhears this, and he's like little and really subjected to trauma. And so he decides to run away because he's like, well, if they think I'm better off dead, I'm a burden to them, So he runs away, and there's this place called the Dark Mountain, which is not mentioned in Tarzan at all, probably because he has trauma from it when he was little. But he meets like these two gorilla brothers and like this overbearing mother of theirs, and
played by Estelle Harris.
Right.
That's why the voice was familiar.
Yeah, she's
Exactly.
Mrs. Potato Head, and also like she's in Seinfeld. She's George's mother.
Yes, she's Seinfeld. Yep, George's mom. Which honestly, she just was playing like George's mom, but to two gorillas in this. And they hear the creature, like monster sound, and they're really scared of it, like Tarzan is. They go running, and like Tarzan runs, he meets this like crotchety old gorilla who turns out to be the monster.
The Zugor, who's played by George Carlin.
That was wild.
Yeah.
I am shocked. Like,
I think they thought because the Tarzan like soundtrack slapped the first time that this one was going to be good. Maybe.
The only part of the soundtrack that slapped was when they replayed Son of Man.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. That's the only reason I could think they signed on for this.
Yeah, Phil Collins actually wrote some new songs for this. And
do you remember any of them?
No,
I don't.
Leaving Home and Who Am I? Only reason I remember Who Am I is because at the end credits, there is a child screaming it in like their version
I didn't
of it.
make it that far clearly.
Okay.
They weren't bops like the first Tarzan movie.
I mean, he probably wasn't given Tarzan level money. So these are probably like things he had, like the B-side.
I feel like on the first Tarzan, though, I feel like he really exceeded his mandate. Like, they're like, make us a couple of songs for this Tarzan movie. And he's like, what if I went above and beyond the Call of Duty and we got the soundtrack? But I think this one, he was giving them sort of the caliber that they probably expected the first time.
Did you all know that originally Sting was hired by Disney to do what was eventually The Emperor's New Groove?
Yes,
what?
it did.
It was called Kingdom of the Sun for a while. And it was completely different. It was more Prince and the Pauper, but with one of them turning into a llama. And Sting like wrote the whole soundtrack, did everything, but then there was all this Disney drama, and it just got completely torn apart, and Sting stuff is gone. I am betting you like $1 million. Sting was like, I'm gonna do a Phil Collins. This is my Tarzan. This is my chance,
Yeah. You can still hear one of the tracks he did. It was in like a trailer or something for The Emperor's New Groove. I remember it's called like My Funny Friend and Me.
Mm-hmm.
you can still hear it. Like that song exists. I think it's
But
called My
everything
Friend to Me.
else
I will
is
check
gone.
that. But
All the audio, like the audio was recorded. It had Owen Wilson and someone else in it.
You know what? I'm glad we got the Emperor's New Groove that we did because
I love the
that
Emperor's
movie
New
is
Groove.
so good.
No notes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no
just
notes.
on that note, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, oh,
There's a lot of
Sting.
notes on this movie though.
Speaking
Yes.
of the original Tarzan compared to this one, I do want to make one point,
Okay.
which I thought was bizarre. Was okay, in the original Tarzan, we see that his like father does not like him, does not approve of him, and he needs to sort of prove himself by the end of that movie as being part of the family. In this one, when they think Tarzan's dead and Kala is just devastated.
She lost another child.
She lost another child. Like, her husband is obviously very sympathetic to this, and he's like consoling her because, you know, he's a bad dad, but he's a good husband. Like, you know what I mean? So he's consoling her, and I'm like, you see how upset she is. So when the kid comes back, why are you going to continue to be an asshole for the next 10 years?
It also just feels like Tarzan learned the same lesson again. I just feel like it's a lot of lessons being learned again and again.
That's all about, like, well, that's the thing is like the who. I guess it's interesting if you think about the who am I question had to be re-answered because it was answered for him as a child in that he is a Tarzan, and then Jane shows up and he's like, wait, maybe that doesn't hold up anymore. Like maturity. In that respect, I think it actually holds up quite nicely.
Yeah, the whole problem-solving thing at the end was like George Carlin's gorilla was like, I know what you are. You're Tarzan. And Tarzan's like, cool.
Great.
I'm good to go. And yeah, I feel so bad for Kala in this. Like she thought for a while her other child died.
Kala deserves so much better.
She deserves so much.
She is the world.
She's like that one mom at the PTA who's actually nice. You know what I mean? And the other like moms who like they're just
the
snobby and
talking crap.
Yeah,
after the child died,
filled.
They're gossiping to the side, saying it's good the child died. And I'm like,
it's because they are jealous that their husbands are nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Or they're racist.
Or they're racist. It could be both. It could be both. They could be racist and jealous bitches.
Okay, you don't think that it was a one gorilla for all of them?
No.
Because we're going to Lion King territory.
No, I don't. I don't think so. Because that opens up a whole other question of why he is like, I mean, is it like a consort concubine situation? And if so, he's got all these other kids. Why does he care?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm really thinking about their marriage dynamics a little too hard. I'm just saying.
Kala's just like his favorite. Okay, we're going to.
That's what I mean. It's a consort concubine thing.
I thought it was like the main wife. Like Kala's like
she's the wife, and everybody else is just having the baby.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Get back out of this one now.
Stop it. It's too far. We went too far. Okay, so I thought the animation looks better than most of the stuff that we watched.
Yeah.
At least in the past 90s. Like, I feel like once we get to the 2000s, like, there's a little bit more money put into these, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe time, too. It's obviously not as good as the original, because, I mean, how can it be? Okay, so as we said, Estelle Harris plays this mama gorilla, and she has 2 adult sons, and they're played by Ron Perlman and Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett's in, like,
Brad Garrett.
all of these, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
And for those who don't know, Brad Garrett plays the brother in Everyone Loves Raymond.
Huh, I didn't even know that.
It felt like it was a pretty short movie, at least it feels like, you know?
Yeah, and
it was 75 minutes. It was 75 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I feel like, you know, like you said, it's not the original. Like, the story is not that strong, but I mean, if we compare it to other Disney home videos, it had a solid story.
Yeah.
Compared to some.
It had a plot.
Yeah. And it had somewhat character development.
It was better than Tarzan and Jane. which was
Yes.
really
Was
the
it?
sequel. I think it
Yeah.
was. At least Tarzan and Jane was like just like a bunch of episodes thrown together and had no cohesion, while this was like one solid story.
Yeah, okay.
And the animation
Okay,
was
so
better
that-
too.
Do you notice that the more the plot is child oriented, the longer these movies feel? Because this one was only an hour and 15 minutes, but I feel like it took me all morning.
Oh, the longer they seem.
The longer they seem,
Yeah.
like it definitely felt like a 4-hour movie.
Because this was definitely for like elementary schoolers.
Yeah, it wasn't for us.
at all.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just
I honestly, because we had already seen this last year, I just put it on the background while I was cleaning. And
Mhm.
also I paid attention to the pivotal scenes, as you would call it. But like, yeah, I couldn't just sit and watch this.
Yeah, same for me, Candace. Since I had already seen it, I put it on this morning, and I think I zoned out in some areas of it.
Okay. So I want to explain why this is enemies to lovers, because I don't know why Arezou isn't getting this.
it is. I see
Wait,
it is,
I
right?
just
Candace, can I guess real quick?
Well, it's obvious, right? Arezou? Is it obvious?
Yeah,
it is.
it's
enemies
obvious.
to lovers. Okay. So the zoo gore has been like on the turf, and that's why the mama gorilla is like, we can't do that. And they're enemies, and then like they meet each other, and he's like, they're fighting, and he's all of a sudden like, you have beautiful eyes. And it's like, oh.
Okay, so you were talking about them.
Yeah, who else?
Well, when I think of enemies to lovers, I guess I just don't think of an old crotchety gorilla and like an overbearing mom gorilla. You know what I mean? Like if
If they had been the focus and Tarzan hadn't been the lens through which we are viewing them, I might have been more open to this. But because we are viewing it all through the lens of a child, it's just, it didn't click until the end. And then they're like, he said I have beautiful eyes. I'm like, what just happened?
do you think they got together then?
Yeah, they were
Yeah, 'cause
walking
they're
off
not
into
in
the
the next
sunset.
movie. So they're off living their gorilla life.
Yeah, she was telling her sons like pretty much like, this is your new dad. We're going off.
How did I
Not
think I missed
exactly
that
what
this
she
time
said.
around. Maybe I did zone out during the end.
But she's like, oh, we got to do this for him. He's coming with us or something. So
Oh.
they got a new daddy.
And so does she.
Oh, Arezou keeps making it worse.
I'm sorry, you know what I do.
Not about the gorillas though.
Are they gonna have
You
their own
started
movie?
it. We didn't have to talk about this at all.
Well,
But
maybe you
if-
can teach the sons not to be such idiot.
I don't know.
He's an idiot in his own way. It's just about
Well,
to change. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go into Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think the critic score is?
30%.
Critics
Yes,
25.
33%. Arezou wins. So this is some of the things they said. Another needless Disney sequel, but also happens to be animated pretty decently, which I think we can agree.
Yeah.
Another person said, I'll take Tarzan 2 for the enjoyable kids movie it is, and pray Disney doesn't go for a Tarzan trilogy.
Tarzan and Jane.
Yeah.
Yes. And another is, it maintains the high audio and video qualities of its predecessor, but otherwise aimed strictly at the kiddie set.
Yeah. Which, you know what? If they were really just strictly going for a kids movie, it's decent when you think of it that way.
Yeah. Like there's some where I'm like, I don't even see this appealing to kids really, but this one I could see.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you guys think the audience score is?
45%.
I was going to say 40, actually. Yeah.
37. So
Okay.
a lot of people are just like, it's an improvement from Tarzan and Jane. Ha! I'm
Yeah.
vindicated.
Wait, vindication?
Vindication. Other people say, like, personally, it's not as bad as other sequels.
Yeah, which is what we're saying.
It's just like, it's like 3 stars, you know? And good voice cast.
Yeah.
A lot of people confused by why this is called Tarzan 2. And just like decent, you know? It's all comparative. So many people are like, it's not as bad as the other ones.
Well, the animation we can say is better than Aladdin 2.
Yeah, but that's
the
like
story
the ground.
isn't.
The ground.
Yeah, well, I think Aladdin 2 was made for more of a mass audience, and this one is definitely just focused on kids.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, again, could I throw this on if I was a potential babysitter? Yeah. I don't think it'd be horrid to zone out too.
But then put the original Tarzan on.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying if they had watched that one or like, we want more Tarzan, you could kind of throw this on, even though it's not the same. Although I probably would show this one first and then hit you with the
But no,
great.
this is actually technically a midquel because we see like Tarzan's parents arriving,
Oh,
them
yeah.
being killed, and then you see a little bit of baby Tarzan with the gorillas, and then there's that song, and he's in the water, and all of a sudden he's all grown.
Okay,
So
so
could you-
idea. You put Tarzan on. You go up until he says, "I'll be the best ape ever." Stop it. Watch
Yeah, and
this
then you play
entire
this.
movie and then start Tarzan again.
It's so funny. Arezou, when I was about to speak, I was going to say the exact same thing. We're
See,
sharing a
just-
wavelength
we're
here.
synced. Our brains are
Exactly.
synced.
Yeah, so it's a new, like, what is it called? The machete.
It's like the machete order for
machete?
Star Wars, but it's the Tarzan order.
Gosh, okay. But everyone is just like, the audience, they're like, it's not as bad as Tarzan and Jane.
The only reason I like Tarzan and Jane is because it's got that romance angle. And
Yeah,
Tarzan
but-
is sexy. So I said what I said.
Yeah, I know you said what you said.
By
You
far
also
not
said
the
what you
weirdest
said
thing
about
I've said on this
gorillas.
show.
So, yeah, exactly. Today.
Not
In
the
the
weirdest
past
thing I
20
said today.
The past 20 minutes, honestly. So is there anything else either of you can say about this movie that we haven't already said? Because I feel like we've
I love
exhausted
Tantor.
it. What?
I always have. I always will. Tantor, baby Tantor, the elephant.
It's so cute.
He's so
yeah.
cute and he's got anxiety. And I just
That was me as a child. That was literally me as a child. I've been this way since I was 3.
Same.
Well, that's
I was the same. Which is probably why I like him so much.
Yeah, I
he is
do
cute.
relate to him. Just freaking out about everything.
There should have been more of him in this.
Yeah, there wasn't that much of him or Turk.
Yeah.
It's not about them. It's about Tarzan and Zugor. Zugor?
Zugor, who is never seen or heard from again.
Because he's happy with Mama What's-Her-Face.
Okay. On that note, you can find more of our craziness at thegeekywaffle.com, geeky_waffle on Twitter, the Geeky Waffle everywhere else on social media, including our Patreon, which, speaking of Disney and people, Arezou animated people Arezou finds attractive, not just people, but deer also, right?
Hey, I don't want to.
Okay. Please join our Patreon. You get access to the After Dark stuff if you give $3 or more a month. So that's patreon.com/the Geeky Waffle. Hot dads are now live. Oh God, that sounds so bad.
Hot dads now live.
Hot Disney dads. We rank them, or we at least go through them and judge them
Yeah.
shamelessly.
Not judge them. Thirst over them. Let's be real. We're
We
not
judge
judging.
some of them.
The only people being judged are us.
Yes, please do not send this to any health professionals.
We're fine. It's
We're
fine.
fine. We're fine.
It's just quarantine still.
Yeah, we're still quarantine brain. You can find me on Twitter at Candace is a Geek. You can find Arezou at Arezou Amin, and you can find Bri at Bri Asmude, right? It's
Yeah.
just your first name, last name.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sound sad about that.
I don't know. It probably should be more creative, and it's not.
Neither is mine. It's fine.
Well, thank you, Arezou and Bri, for watching this movie. We hope you all have a happily ever after until you
Your
find the
enemy tells you
Zugor.
have beautiful eyes.
Okay, there you go.
And then it'll
Arezou
be
finished
even
it.
happier ever after.
Arezou ended it while making it even more weird.
Hey.
On brand.